everybody, and welcome to Jointly Speaking. I'm Barbara, your host, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of things that I'd like to go over with you. One of them, of course, is medications. And I'm not going to be talking medications per se, but how to get them at a discounted fee, okay? And then the other thing I'll be talking to you about in a minute is Christmas in July. So I hope you're ready for a great hour. I look forward to it. Be sure you have your pencil and paper handy. We don't want to have any problems. It helps if you have that, okay? Okay. So first, Christmas in July is to support our military troops, okay? And I, here at Jointly Speaking and Whitney Place, we're sponsoring it. Actually, I'm doing most of it. But, I wanted to do this because I often think we forget about our military overseas and what they're doing. And even though you may not think it's important over there, it is, because they're controlling people so they don't come over here. If that's the term to use, and that's the way to put it, it's a good way. So, anyway, my Christmas in July, as I said, is we're collecting iTunes gift cards and sunscreen to send over to the military in Afghanistan for July 4th. Now, you can, the deadline is going to be May 1st because we have to wrap them, get them packed, and get them shipped. And I honestly do not have any idea how long it will take for the shipping part of this. So I'm saying May 1st, and that will allow us the opportunity and the time to get it done. Okay, so we're looking for iTunes gift cards. You buy them, and then we just send them over and they use them. When they run out, they run out. But anyway, and the sunscreen, okay? And like I said, it's for the military, and they are going to Afghanistan, just so that you know, or Iraq, one of the two. We haven't pinned it down yet. And you can drop off the items and get as many as you like. Get your neighbors together, buy a bunch of them, and bring them in. We would love it. I'm hoping that we will get enough for 200 people, soldiers. And the reason I say that, there's 11,000 soldiers over there. I only wish I could collect enough for 11,000. But if I can get 200, it's a beginning. And I'll do other things after this. I think what I'm going to try and do is every July, I will plan on Christmas in July for the military. And I think that's what I'm going to plan on doing. So anyway, like I said, the iTunes gift card and the sunscreen, deadline May 1st. Now, you can drop it off or you can mail it to Whitney Place and mark it Jointly Speaking so that they'll know what it is and who it's for. If you just write Whitney Place, they'll think it's their business and not mine. So Whitney Place, Jointly Speaking. Okay? And the address is 238 West Main Street. That's Main, M-A-I-N Street. And that's in Northborough, Massachusetts. And that's spelled Northborough, N-O-R-T-H, Borough, B-O-R-O-U-G-H, and then Massachusetts. And the zip is 01532. Now, if you live in the immediate area, Worcester, Shrewsbury, wherever, please feel free to drop it off. We would love to get it. You don't have to necessarily mail it. And I don't think it'll cost you much to mail it anyway, because the card is practically nothing. It would, the cost would be the sunscreen, I think. But we'd love you to drop them off at that address or mail them to that address. And like I said, May 1st is the deadline. And let's give our soldiers a great Christmas in July. What do you say? We do something different. And I'll give you the address again just before we close off the air, okay? So that you will have it, okay? Okie dokie. Now, let's see here. We're going to talk today about needy meds or medications that you need, you know, and this is important because everybody needs medications almost. Okay? Now, Needy Meds is the name of the company I'm talking about. It's N for Nancy, EEDY, Meds, MEDS. That's all one word. Needy Meds. And if you're on a computer, it's .com, .org, I'm sorry, .org. So needymeds.org, okay? And they have brand names, they have generic names, they have prescription assistants. There is so many things that I'm gonna try and share with you today with this. Okay, now what I'm gonna try and do is just try to give you a not brief, but an overview of the internet website. I hope that will help you. Now, I just told you hit needymeds.org, and then up will come their logo. Along, you'll see a dark blue line on the top, and it'll say patient savings, advocates, getting started, services, and so on and so forth. And so this is part of what we're going to be doing. So what I want you to do, before I do that, just so you know, on the left-hand side of the webpage, after you've opened it up, you'll see discount cards. And they are fantastic, folks. They are great for if you go to the drugstore and you need something that may not be a prescription, but you need to have it, you can get a discount with these cards in the pharmacy, I believe. I don't think it goes anywhere else in the store, but in the pharmacy. And the card does not have your name on it. So you're not, nobody's taking your name down every time you buy something. But you could use the discount card. And I highly recommend you get that if you don't do anything else. You'll have to research, the web page and find it. But it really, truly is something else. Okay, so like I said, under the name Needy Meds, there's patient savings, advocates, and all that good stuff. So what we're going to do with the computer, hopefully if I don't goof, we're going to hit patient savings. Now, up will come some information. And it's broken down into category. Like the first one said save on prescription. Brand names, generic. Program names, company name. Program applications. A $4 generic discount drug company. A program. Okay. There's also something to help you fill out prescription assistance program applications. Another area you can search for savings by diagnosis, which I found very interesting. And usually it's based on the search for the diagnosis, the area of service, and the name and the disease. Okay? Now, there are several things here that are available. But the one that you're going to concentrate on is the very first one I mentioned, save on prescriptions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and tap, just so I can take you through the process, brand name drugs, okay? As soon as it comes up with the computer, folks, it would be wonderful. Okay, brand name drugs. Okay. Now it will say It says hover over each icon for an explanation of their meaning. And then you scroll down to the drug dosage and so on and so forth. There's a whole bunch of icons. They're in blue circles. And I'll see if I can give you an idea what some of them are. I'm trying to hold the microphone here and do that at the same time. It's a little awkward. Let me see what we can do. Patient assistance programs is one of them. The $4 generics is another. Coupons is another. Support pages. And drug information. So that kind of gives you an idea what those icons are for. And they're great. Like I said. Okay, so as of March 9th of this year, they have 4,700 drugs that are on the list, if you can believe it. That blows my mind. There used to be less than that, I know. I've been with this company off and on for several years, just so you know. This is not something I just pulled out of my head or looked on. It's something that I have dealt with myself and had very, very, very good success. Okay? So, what I'm going to do, and down below those icons that I mentioned, a few pages below, there's the letters of the alphabet. And it's a link. Okay? So what you want to do, you want to pick, like, look at your medications. Decide which one is a prescription. And one thing you want to keep in mind when you're doing this, folks, please keep in mind it has to be a prescription that you take year-round. It's not like if you got pneumonia and you take penicillin for a couple of weeks. That won't work. You really need to be sure it's for a prescription that you will be using continually, or at least for a year, okay? I just want to clarify that because some people get a little confused on that issue, I think. And I just wanted to let you know, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do, now you see the letters of the alphabet on your computer, okay. Now what I do is I go down, so I'm going to hit the letter P for Peter. And I click on that, hopefully. As soon as there it comes. It's a little bit on the slow, so be patient with me, folks. And then up comes the letters. And you'll see the same kind of top on the page. The icons, again, explaining what they are. And the alphabet. But right below the alphabet, you're going to see, hold on a second here till I move this. You're going to see, after the letters of the alphabet, you're going to see where it says like double P to PG. And what you're going to do is you need the name of your medication. So what you want to do is you want to go down that page. Just slide down with your hand or your finger, however, move the computer so that you can see all the letters that are on that. And I'm looking for Plavix. I thought that would be a good one. It's for heart. Okay, we're up to the PHs. Plavix, here it is. Okay, so now once you find the drug that is your drug, what you do is you click on it. Okay? And that has like either, assistance programs or it has drugs.com, so info. So let's hit the assistance program, see what that does. Outreach medications, okay. Now, up came a new page, okay, when I clicked on it. And the page, it'll give you a telephone number if you need to call it. And that's one thing I want to make very clear to the people, and I will give you that number at the end. If you don't have a computer, or you don't have anybody who can work the computer for you. You can call them. They have an 800 toll-free number that you can call, and you can do the paperwork over the phone, or they'll mail it to you. I'm not quite sure what their process is, because, as you know, things change every day in this business. So I'm not quite sure how the medication would work as far as the application. But you can do it over the phone if you don't have a computer. So for those who are listening, don't panic. Just kind of listen to what I'm saying today so you have an idea of what you have to do. Okay? Okay. Now, we got the page up, and let's see here. What we've got to do is scroll down the page. It says provided by outreach, then it says programs, applications, and terms, medications. You have to kind of go down a little bit on this. Eligibility requirements. And that's one nice thing that they do have. If you have Part D eligible, your income, your diagnosis, which the doctor will fill out for you. Okay? And you may have some insurance, that's okay. You have to be a U.S. resident. Okay, that is required. You have to be in the U.S. to get that. Okay? All right, then the next section talks about applications. Obtaining one, you can call or download online. Receiving it, of course they'll mail it or fax it. Returning it, of course that needless to say. The doctor's action, and the prescription action, and so on and so forth. So, what we want to do is we want to obtain an application. Okay? So I'm going to hit that line and see what happens. If anything. Like I said, they've changed their website, so I'm not quite sure what happens when. Okay? Nothing happened on that. Okay, so I gotta go maybe further down. Okay, application. You do have to have a new application yearly. I should explain that to you before I do anything. And that's something that's very important. Okay, the obtaining, you have to hit it. I see, it's got, yeah. Nope. Not obtain. Being difficult, wouldn't you know, just because I was trying to do it online to try and help you. No, it's not working, folks. I just can't. Okay, well, anyway, what you do is you go down to that line, and you usually would hit that application, and that would, you know, get your thing going. Now, if that doesn't work, at the top, it said RX Outreach. And I push that, and it says, remember your completed application to address on the form, not to be, you know, thank you for downloading. Okay. So we got it a different way, all right? Just so that you know. And your discount card is on it. And if you keep right on going, you have to go down the page quite a bit. But the first thing you'll see is the discount card. And then follow the page down, and it'll say RX Outreach. And then it says complete your application, membership application. And that's what you want to do. You want to put in your medical condition, your name, your address, phone number, things like that. And then, let's see what else we can find on this page. Your eligibility is based on your income, just so that you know. Your income is combined. If you're single, it's whatever you make annually. If you're married, it's the combined effort. But please understand, the eligibility is really not too bad. I think it used, maybe a year or so ago, it was $32,000 a year if you were single. So anything under that meant you were qualified. If you are married, I believe it was around 35. Don't quote me on that, please. But in that area, it wasn't too. I was very surprised. There wasn't too much difference between the single and the married person. But the form is here, and you fill it out. You take the form to your doctor, ask him to write a script, and then give him the fax number to mail it into. And the fax number is usually right on the application, okay? So that you don't have to worry about it. And they'll, you can just do it that way. I'm looking to see where it is on this particular one. You could either mail it, like I said, or do it that way. And each one is going to be different. And there is a fax number for it, okay? So just be aware, this is terrific, folks. If you can get on it, and you can use it, please, do not hesitate. I have to be honest, the first time you use it, you're probably going to have to look at it and do a little, kind of eyeing and researching so you understand what's going on. But when you think about it, it's really simple. I'm trying to get the website here. I'm going to go back a page. I just want to be sure that you understand and go back to it, because it really is very, very helpful. And I want you to know, like I said, at the top of the page, when you find your drive, you're going to do that, okay? You're going to go and get that page done and follow it through. Your diagnosis assistance, your free low cost is on it, coupons, rebates, and medical other information. So just be aware that this is a wonderful website. I can't stress it enough. I've used it, been very happy with it, and that's what you have to, do. Now, what I can do, like I said, on the beginning page, when you put in the Plavix and up came the thing, and you couldn't find anything, you want to go to the outreach medications. It will depend. You're going to have to play with it a little bit. It's not the easiest. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's not hard either. You just have to take the time and concentrate on it and go that way. Remember, the first page says it'll be brand name drugs or generic. You have to choose. You have to know what your medication is that you're taking. Is it a brand name or is it a generic? And that's something you have to know. Nobody else can help. Okay? So I just want you aware. So let's go back a little bit. I was going to do generic, just to give you an idea. That was main brand drinks that I was talking to you about. Generics is the same form. You go to that program savings, which is at the top of the page, click on that, and then the first category you'll see to the left is all the different brand names, generic names, and that's what you want. You want to be sure that you get things like that. So like now, I pulled up generic just to see what would happen. And up came the letters of the alphabet again. Okay. And up came, I used the letter P again because I just figure it's easier to stick to the same letter of the alphabet. And I picked the letter P, and I picked another drug that I've heard about, and it's called prednisone, and it's used for a lot of things. Not as much as it used to be, but it's still out there. So I'm trying to see, oh my gosh, you should see how many are in this. Woo! Okay. Okay, now, on this particular drug, very interesting. It has, I'm trying to make sure I got it correct. No, that's not it. You have to read it. You got to be sure that you follow your application and follow the name on your prescription bottle. That is the key. Now the drug I'm looking for is not here. And that's interesting. But that's because it has been a generic for many, many years. And I just took a wing at it, hoping I might be able to hit it for you and get it. And evidently they no longer offer it because people are not using it the way they used to. And that's true. A lot of doctors have learned that they cannot use it the way they did before, that they have to, cut back on the usage, and it's only given to you for certain periods of time. So it's not a continuation of the drug, okay? Just so that you understand why I'm not finding it. Because it's not healthy for us, I guess, which would make good sense. But anyway, that's roughly how you do it. Now, once you get the application, let me get this squared away first. Once you get the application, folks, then what you do is you fill it out, whatever it requires for you, okay? And it will ask for your name, your address, things like that. Like I said, your income. And then, once you get that done, please be smart about this. Make a copy. Make 2 copies. Don't sign it. Just make the copies without your signature. And the reason I say that is you can renew this prescription for a whole year without having to fill out the form again. So what you would do is every time it runs low, you mail them the application, but you need to date it, up to date. So that's why I'm telling you, don't date it until you're ready to mail it. And only on that 1 copy, okay? And just get it ready, mail it, fax it, If you bring it actually, you're going to be bringing it to the doctor. So what I would do, and I've done this, when I bring the form to the doctor, I ask them for the doctor to put a script with it, to fill out the bottom of the paperwork. He does have to sign it, and then have them fax it. The fax number will be probably right on the front page or down where he signs it. I forget where exactly. but it'll be at either place. It will make it easy for him and for you. You won't have to pay to mail it. Have him just fax it over. He's your doctor. That's the least he can do, right? We hope. Anyway, that's a good way to go, just so that you know. And then you usually have to wait about 30 days. Usually, in most cases, within 30 days, the company will write you and say you've been accepted, they're mailing you your meds, or you haven't been. Now, if you're accepted, in some cases of the drugs that are being shipped, they have to mail them to the doctor. Now, I don't know what your medications are, so I can't answer that. But just be aware, if it's something that they feel is really maybe dangerous, I don't know, or too strong for anyone else to get their hands on, then they may feel they have to mail it to your doctor. But your doctor's office will call you and you just go by and pick it up. It's real easy. And you know what? When you figure out how to do it on the computer, it only takes about a half an hour to get it all done and be sure it's correct and make copies, like I said. Okay? And that's what you want to do with it. You want to, it's easier than going to the drugstores and having to pay for it. Some of the drugs are totally free. Some are 80% off, you pay 20%. I don't have an answer for what your particular medication would be because I don't know the drug. So, and I can't assume that either because Needy decides that, not me. So I just want you aware that Needy Meds is out there for you and they can help you a lot. And I highly, highly recommend you get the discount card, the prescription. It's a Needy Meds discount card. And it's right on the website. You can see it, and all you got to do is print it out if you want. Or you can call them and have them mail it to you. It's entirely up to you. But you can do it. Please, please check into this. You're going to find it's one of the best things you ever did, really. Especially if you're a diabetic, you have a heart condition, maybe stroke, something you're taking continually, MS. Something you have to take all the time. And that's what you want to do. You want to be able to have the ability to keep your costs down. And I promise you, it will help with this. It really does work. I used them for almost 5 years on one of my meds. So I can promise you it will work, okay? Okay. And just remember, take your time. And if you don't have a computer, definitely go to one of your kids or a neighbor, a friend, anybody. Ask them and ask them to help you with it. I'm sure they would be glad to, especially where it's something for medication. And you know what? They may not know about Needy Meds, so it may help them as well. So I highly recommend that you do it, okay? And again, I'll say, on the computer, internet, you want to go to Needy, Needy, meds, meds.org. It's all one word, needymeds.org. That's the website. And once it comes up, you'll see everything. It's right there for you. And you want to hit the patient savings category first. That will tell you what you can look for. You can also do the get started, but I like going through the patient area, but that's entirely up to you. You can do whatever you prefer. But look it over, find it out. You will be amazed. And like I said, if you do nothing else, get the discount card, especially here in the U.S., because it is well worth it to have it. Okay? Because you can use it almost every time you go to the drugstore, for something in the medical area. So I highly recommend that you do that. Okay. Well, that was a lot today. And it takes a lot to cover all that stuff. I wish I could work with you one-on-one. Unfortunately, that's not possible because this is something that I really believe in, something I know is important. And if you can't afford your medications, this is the place to go. Okay? Okay. All right. Now that we got all our beds done, what do you say we do some exercise? I think that'd be great for everybody. Are you ready? Okay, first of all, what I'd like you to do is to sit in a good chair. A strong, steady chair. A chair with the arms, if you can. It would be better for you. And sit up straight in the chair. Feet on the floor. No recliners. No cheating. Okay? Okay. Now, what I want you to do is to close your eyes and your mouth. And I want you to inhale through your nose and fill up your lungs to the best of your capacity, whatever you're able to do. Don't force it. Just do it comfortably. So inhale. And then when you got it filled, slowly exhale through your mouth. And I mean slowly. I don't want you going shh and getting it all out at one time. You want to do it slowly. Okay? Okay, let's try it again. Inhale through your nose. Fill it up the best that you can. Okay? All right, and then exhale through your mouth. Very slowly. Okay? Okay. One more time. Inhale. And when you're ready, exhale. Okay? Okay. Now, your feet are flat on the floor, I presume. I have to trust you. Please remember, when I tell you something like that, I'm telling you because I don't want you to hurt yourself. Okay? So you want to listen very carefully when I'm telling you to do the exercise. All right, the first exercise we're going to do, I want you to lift your front of your foot up, your toes up in the air, keeping the heel on the floor. Bring them up as high as you can and bring them back down. Okay? Okay. Bring the toes up, keeping the heel on the floor and bringing them back down. Bringing the toes up and letting them back down. There you go. Okay? Everybody all right? Okay, next one. And keep in mind, folks, when you're exercising, you should do this at least 3 times a week. And you can break it down. You should do at least 10 exercises a day. But what you can do is break them up into morning and evening, or morning and noontime, whichever you prefer. So you do 5 in the morning, you do 5 in the afternoon, whichever. But be sure you try to get in at least 10 repetitions of each exercise, okay? And 3 times a week would be really, really great. Okay, next exercise. I want you to take your foot again, bring the toes up, bring them back down, and bring up your heel, keeping your toes on the floor. So you're kind of doing like a rocking horse. You're rocking your foot from front to back, okay? So toes down, heel up. Bring the heel down, bring the toes up. Bring the toes down, bring the heel up. And like I said, you can do both of those feet together at the same time if you want. It's okay. Some things I don't recommend, but that's okay. It's not a big exercise and it won't hurt you, hopefully. Okay? Okay. The next one, put your feet flat on the floor. Just put your feet next to each other, okay? Now I want you to touch your kneecaps. So take your knees and bring them to the center and push. Not hard, just gentle, but push and then release. Bring them together and push, just the kneecaps. And release. Bring the kneecaps together and push and relax. Okay, very good. Terrific. And it doesn't hurt, but you will feel a little bit of muscle pull, not pull, but a muscle movement in your thighs, which is good. That's what you want. You want to strengthen those thighs, what they call the quadricep muscle, okay? Okay. Okay, so we done our knees. Take your right leg and straighten it out in front of you. Just your right. Bring it back down. Bring it out, straight out in front of you. All you're doing is straightening the leg and bringing it back down. One more time for good measure. Bring it out and bring it back down. Okay? All right, let's do the left leg. Same thing. Bring it out straight and bring it back down. Bring it out straight and bring it back down. One more time. Bring it out and bring it back down. Okay, very good, very good. Now the next one, there's no polite way I could think of to say this. Pinch your butt. So sit up straight and pull your buttocks together. Just pinch it, pulling it together. Okay? And releasing it. Bring it together and release it. Let's try it again. Pinch your butt. Just pull your cheeks together and release them. You don't have to hold them, just, tighten them up and then release them. Okay? One more time. Pull them up and release. Very good. Okay. All right, let's take a deep breathe here and take a breather. And what I'd like you to do is do your inhaling again. Your breathing. It's good for you to do this during your exercises. I usually do like I just did. I do the bottom half, I stop, and then I do the deep breathing, and then I continue on with the top half, okay? So let's inhale, fill up those lungs, very slowly, let the air out of your mouth. And you'll find sometimes, if you pay attention, it takes you longer to exhale than it does to inhale. Really. So inhale and exhale. You'd be amazed. It blows my mind. And I'll tell you another secret about this, which is really great. When you go to bed at night and you can't get to sleep, do the breathing. You would not believe, because you're concentrating on that. You're not thinking about the bills you got to pay or the shopping you got to do tomorrow. You're concentrating solely on how you're inhaling and exhaling. And I promise you, it will work. It'll put you to sleep. It does me anyway. So try it if you're having a hard time get to sleep. Close your eyes and just do the inhaling and relax. And don't think of anything else, because you wouldn't do it 3 times. You want to do it probably 10 times would be better at nighttime if you're trying to get to sleep. It'll relax you, but no matter what. Okay. Our next exercise. Sitting up straight, I want you to turn your waist from your upper torso, your upper part of your body, to the right. Never moving your hips or your legs, okay? Just move from the waist. Turn it up and turn it, okay? And bring it back. Go to the left. Turn to the left. Come back to the center. Always come back to the center and always stop at the center. It's a good prevention. Most therapists will tell you that, and then continue on afterwards. But you need to stop totally at the center. Okay? So let's go to the right. Bring it back. Go to the left. Bring it back. Go to the right. And bring it back. And go to the left. And bring it back. Okay, good job. Great. Okay, next, I want you to do the same thing with your head. Gently, please, and slowly. As much as you're able to do. Your head is in front of you. Your head is up straight. Turn it to the right. As far as you're comfortable with. And then when you're ready, bring it back to the center. And continue on to the left. Go over to the left. And bring it back when you're ready and stop in the center. Okay? Take a couple of breaths. Okay, let's go to the right. And come back to the center. Go to the left and bring it back to the center. Okay? Relax a bit here. Go to the right. Doing it slowly when you turn. Bringing it back to the center. Go to the left. And bring it back to the center. Okay, real good job. Okie dokie. All right, the next one. Let's shrug our shoulders. And I'm sure you all know what that means. Just bring them up. Bring your shoulders up, trying to touch the ears, kind of, okay? Just bring them straight up from where they are. Bring them up and let them come down. Slow motion, no rush. Bring them up and bring them back down. One more time. Bring them up. And bring them back down. Okay? Very good. Now the next one with your shoulder, I want you to just leave it where it is right now, and I want you to take both shoulders at the same time. And I want you to push your shoulders back. You know how when you stand up straight, you need to get your shoulders back? Well, just do that, and you'll be kind of pulling them into your spinal area. Think of it that way. Your shoulder blades, okay? So they're there. Bring them backwards as far as you can. And you can feel it eventually after a couple of times. And release it. Okay? Okay, let's try it again. Bring them back. And then release. Okay? One more time for good measure. What the heck? Bring them back. And bring them forward. Okay, very good. That's the way we want to do it. Okay. Next, take your arm, your right arm, out and lift it straight up in front of you, as high as you're able to do it. Don't force it. Just gently, slowly bring it up as high as you can. And hold it for 2 or 3 seconds, and then bring it back down, okay? Back down, good. Okay, bring the arm up. And lower it. Very slowly, we're not rushing. Bring your arm up as high as you can. Okay, hold it. And then release it very slowly. Okay, all right, let's do the left arm. Do the same thing. Now straighten your arm and pull it straight up. As high as you can, comfortably, no rushing. And then lower your arm just the same way as you raised it, real slow. Okay? Okay. Let's bring that arm up again. Raise it and lower it. One more time. Bring your arm up. And lower it. Great job. Terrific. Terrific. Now the other one we're going to do, and I know you love doing this one. Everybody likes doing this one. Put your hands out in front of you with the palms down. Now, I want to give you some money, some change. So turn your hand over. Turn your hand over and collect the change. And then bring it back down. Bring your hand up and over. Collect the money. And turn it around and put it back down. Always slow, no rush. One more time on the right side. Bring your hand up, bring your hand over. Collect your allowance. That would be a good one. And then turn it back down. Okay? Let's do the left hand. Same thing. Palm out in front of you, the palm is down. Turn it over. And bring it back. You don't realize how important this is because you don't think about it ever, probably. But do you realize every time you go to the store, you're going to get money back? And if your hand gets stiff or sore, sometimes you can't move it as good. It's important you do this one. So turn it over and then turn it back. One more time. Turn it over and turn it back. And there you go. You got them done. That was terrific. I am very pleased with everybody. Thank you for doing it with me. I appreciate it. I hope you will check out the website I told you about, needymeds.com. .org. You can also find, they have an 800 phone number. I forgot to give that to you, I'm sorry. But you can get it from information. Just call and ask for 800 information. Needy Meds. NEEDYMEDS, okay? And they will give you the 800 number for them. So that's real easy to do, okay? Okay. And again, I just want to remind you of our Christmas in July to support our military troops. We're collecting iTunes gift cards and sunscreen, okay? We want to ship it over to Afghanistan or Iraq in July for July 4th. We thought we'd give them a Christmas in July. The collection deadline is May 1st because we have to get them wrapped and shipped. But you can mail them or drop them off, depending on where you live. Whitney Place, which is in Northborough, Massachusetts. Or you can ship them to Whitney Place, jointly speaking. And our address is 238 West Main Street. And that's Northborough, Massachusetts. Northborough, Massachusetts. And the zip is 01532. And like I said, May 1st is the last day we'll have this offer. We'd like you to collect them and start shipping them to us or dropping them off, whichever you want to do. We will welcome. We've already gotten some in. I'd like to have at least enough for 200 soldiers, if we can do it. That's my goal. So I want to thank you again for listening. I hope you'll help me with the Christmas in July. I think we forget our soldiers, and I think we need to remember them. And have a wonderful week. Stay positive, okay? And I will talk with you next time around. Take care. Bye-bye.